Hey everyone, and welcome to our LightHearted Teen Summer Series, where we interview teenagers about their lives. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Britton. We've been so excited to do this. The world is always changing, and we know this age group is living in a way different climate than we lived in as teenagers. Okay, guys, we are so excited to introduce you to our guests today. Before we hop into it, though, make sure you are subscribed so that you never miss an episode from us. All right, you guys, joining us today are our really good friends, Maddie and Naomi. Thanks so much for being here.
Of course, we're so excited.
Okay, so before we get started, we're going to have both of you just kind of give a little bio of who you are. Okay. Name, age, number of siblings, things you like to do for fun, stuff like that.
I'm Maddie. I have 2 older sisters, so I'm the youngest. I'm the baby of the family. I just graduated, so my parents are about to be empty nesters.
That's crazy.
I know, big change, and I'm so excited to be here.
I'm Naomi. I'm going to be a sophomore next year, and I have 7 siblings, and 2 are out of the house, and right now I'm the second oldest in the house.
What do you both like to do for fun? Or for your extracurriculars? Because you both are very busy human beings.
We both love rowing.
Yes.
I believe, for sure. I love art, anything to do with any kind of art, physical activities, travel. I'm obsessed with travel.
I love rowing. I do 2 other sports, swim and cross country, and I love doing nails. That's like my therapy. So, yeah.
I love it. Oh, you both are so wonderful and talented. Thank you for being here.
Course.
We're so excited to talk with you.
So if you guys have ever watched the podcast before, you know that we ask all of our guests 3 questions. So we're going to start out strong here, and I'm going to ask Maddie first.
Awesome.
If you could go back in time and change one thing about your life that you had control over, what would you change, or would you change anything?
I stopped playing piano because I know. It's one of those things where your parents force you to do it when you're younger, but as you grow up, you're like, dang it, I wish I would have kept playing. So I wish I would have kept playing the piano and the violin.
I think we've literally talked about this.
We talk about this
all
all
the
time.
Oh.
But like as a parent, I get it. Where I'm like, oh no, like making your kids sit down to practice something sucks. Like that's so hard.
Yeah.
So I get it, but
I know.
Naomi, what about you?
I would go back and be nice to all the people I wasn't nice to. Because
That's a good
that
one.
was definitely
That's a good one.
one that am like, okay, if I had just been nice to this person in like 4th grade, we would be such good friends now. So yeah, I'd be nice to people
That's
that I
a
wasn't
really
nice
good
to.
answer.
I like that. Yeah.
I feel like that's making me think back. All right, we're gonna come back to you now.
I love it.
If you could give younger you one piece of advice, what would you tell her?
What popped into my head was in 5th grade, our teacher actually had us write letters to ourselves, and she gave them to us right before we graduated. And in my little letter, I gave myself a couple of gifts, and one of them was this like crumpled piece of paper, and I opened it and it said, "Always be kind." So I'd probably just reinforce that by telling her to always be kind and to love everyone, because the world needs more love.
That makes me want to cry. That's like so on brand for you though. I just love it. That's really amazing.
Naomi, what about you?
I feel like I can't go after that. That was really good. I would just tell younger me, like probably like 7th grade me, that I can do hard things. Like, because 7th grade me was like, I can't even like run a mile in under like 8 minutes. But it's like, actually, like you can do harder things than you think you can. Yeah.
I love that.
Lot. I love that.
That's such a good
I think we all need to hear that at some point in our life.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I agree completely.
Okay, our final guest question is, if you could ask your future self one question, what would you ask?
Oh, that's such a good one. There's so many possible questions. I feel like the first one that always pops into my mind is like, did I do it? Or just all the goals that I've set for myself. Just if I had 1 second and I could just ask her one thing and then I had to like disappear, I would just ask like, did I do it?
Yeah. I like that. Like nothing pointed.
No.
Just.
Yeah. Or maybe I'd like tell her something. Yeah. I'd be like, I'm proud of you.
Whether
you did it or not. Yeah. Whether you went a different path or not. Like, I'm still proud of you.
That's
cute.
really good. I love it. What about you?
Right now, I'm like about to transfer high schools next year.
Yeah.
So I'd probably just ask myself, like, was it a mistake or was it like, did I do good things with it? Like with transferring high schools. Yeah.
I like that. Just like some reassurance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, so we just did the guest questions. As you guys know, because I sent you questions, we are going to start with some really, really lighthearted questions, just fun ones to talk about, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper if you guys are cool with that.
Okay, our first lighthearted question is, what is your dream vacation spot?
I would have to say Thailand. Probably Thailand.
Yes.
Haven't gone yet, but I'm going these next couple of weeks. I'm heading there, so I'm very excited. I've always wanted to go, so I'm excited.
And your mom's going with you,
Yes, my
which is
mom's
so
going with
cute.
me. I love it.
That's fun. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be so awesome. I would love to go to like London, England. Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to just like take a big trip there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Also like, so for our church, we do like missions, like church missions. And my dream spot would be London, like England. I would love that so much.
Awesome.
Because it would be like out of the US, but like
Uh-huh.
also like somewhere kind of like not crazy. So
Yeah.
Okay, if you could eat dinner with anyone in the world, who would you pick?
Oh, do they have to be alive right now?
No, I think
We'll
you
say
should-
no.
Oh, okay.
We'll say no.
Well, I feel like everyone's answer would probably be Jesus, but
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think
if it couldn't be Jesus, I'd probably pick my dad's grandma. He talks about her a lot whenever I'm like talking about art or just like fun memories he had in his childhood. He grew up with a lot of siblings and like his parents didn't have a lot of money, so his grandma, like time they did anything fun, it was always with his grandma, and he loved her so much. And so he talks to me a lot about her, and I would just love to meet her. He's like so excited for me to meet her when we're in the next life. So probably my great grandma.
That's so cute. I love that.
yeah, I'm looking forward to heaven, meeting all of those guys. But I would love to have dinner with Matthew McConaughey because I think that would be so
Yes,
fun.
Mama.
And I would love to hear his voice just say, "Naomi, you're so awesome."
Aww.
Like in his like southern drawl.
Mama.
Ah, I love Matthew
So in
McConaughey. You know.
Okay, how would he say it though? Let's hear it.
I can't
Best
even. Like
Matthew
it's too
McConaughey.
perfect. It's too like masculine for me.
Is he has he been bumped up to number 1 on the list?
No, he's still number 2, but I think Tom
accent
Cruise would
just-
like be too intimidating. Like he's just so awesome that I'm like, I don't even know how I would talk to you. Like, yeah. So yeah.
Aw.
I'm kind of
love
curious what your answer is.
Oh,
Who I would
Yes.
eat with?
Yeah.
yeah.
I know who you would pick. I don't know.
They could be dead.
Yes.
Just eat by myself.
Aww.
No, it's
know what?
nice.
That
It's
could be
good.
sweet.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, because like I think of like actors that I love. Who are you thinking?
I was just
Who?
thinking, if we could eat with ourselves, can we eat with ourselves from like a different year?
If I could eat with
Whoa.
like younger
Oh my goodness,
me,
yes.
that would be like the coolest thing. Or like older me, that would be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that answer. I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that.
I would eat with younger me.
Younger you,
Yeah.
just to be like, life is so good.
Like, how you doing? I know
Yeah.
you're not doing good. How
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be really cool. But yeah, and then I just think of like actors that would be cool. Like Tom Cruise would be cool to
Yeah.
chat with. Like
Yeah.
Taylor Swift would be cool to chat
Taylor
with.
Swift would be so awesome to
Just
chat
saying.
with. I would love that.
Like if she's free, I'm also free.
I'd probably pick Candace Cameron Bure though.
Yeah. Okay, so we're not getting super, super deep, dark, and scary on this one. So what is your biggest fear? But not deepest fear. Not deep and scary.
Yeah.
Just biggest
yeah.
fear.
This
like
is
a
really deep
random
and scary to
common
me,
fear.
though.
Oh yeah.
very deep and
Oh
scary.
yeah.
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 Okay, so my biggest fear is sharks in the
Stop
Ohio
in
River.
the Ohio River.
Like, cause okay,
No, it's so
so
real.
bad. It's so
It
bad.
is.
So we just got a boat and we went out on the boat and it was super cool. But then I was sitting in the river because my parents like had to they dropped me off of a tube, and so then they had to come back around to get me. And I was just sitting there and I was like,
All alone, you're like,
something
"Huh,
could come get
the
me
shark's
right
gonna come
now.
grab
Like
me."
something could get me. So yeah, I'm just really scared.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's
Yeah.
in there because you can't even see
No,
the bottom
you
of your
can't
feet.
see.
Like if I look down,
Yeah.
like I can't even see my knees.
That's a scary
Yeah.
river to
it's
swim in.
really,
Yeah.
really like
They-
dark.
There are catfish in there big enough to swallow a person whole.
Yeah.
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 There
Yeah.
are.
They won't do it
Yeah.
because they're catfish. But
Yeah.
still.
I like don't look up the number of fish and stuff because I'm like too scared. Like I won't go in the river if I do.
Is that true? Like they're that big?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Thank you
No.
for
Yeah.
sharing that. I really don't like what you
Yeah.
just said.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm also really scared of getting Lyme disease, but that's kind of like from like a tick.
I never
Yeah.
thought about that. Yeah.
I'm like scared of like mowing and then a tree branch like gets on me and like a tick comes on me and I get Lyme disease.
Oh, I
I'm
don't
really
like
scared of
either.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are decent fears.
I feel like
yeah.
this isn't like a fear, it's more of a phobia, but like feet, like dirty feet. Like don't get them near me, please.
Like man feet.
No, just like literally
No.
anybody's
Oh,
feet. If you
no,
like
I
touch her
can't.
with your
I
feet, she'll like
can't.
die.
I can't do it. If they're clean, it's fine. Like kind of, if I know you.
Yeah.
But
Okay, are you guys ready to get into some deeper, scarier questions?
we're ready.
Okay, I just want to say for a second, like, thank you for being willing to come and chat about this. Like,
Yeah.
I think for me, like, being able to understand what you guys are going through is really cool, just because, like, things do change really fast. And so, yeah, hearing your perspective is going to be awesome.
All right, our first deeper question is, what is something that you are really proud that you have achieved?
Something that I love people, like when they ask me about it, if I can start talking about my half marathon that I ran last spring, like I love
Yes.
talking about that because it was such a good experience and like it's fun to like bond with people. Like if they've ran a half marathon too, it's like so fun to like accomplish that and it feels like you did it together even though you didn't. So like that's kind of like a fun running community thing. And I love when people ask me about nails because it's like something that I'm good at and it's like super fun to like talk about it.
I
So,
love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love it. I just won a national title. So I'm really proud of that. 4 years of work in rowing. And so I won it with one of like my close childhood friends. So I'm really proud of that. And just like school stuff, made it through high school. I took some harder classes that I'm proud I did. So yeah.
Yeah. I just love that. I think something that I admire about both of you is like, not only are you smart, but you also do a lot of fun things. And you have a lot of other extracurricular activities and you're great friends and you like you're doing 500 things and like you're doing them all so well. And like you both are so just lovely. And I just think that's so cool because it's hard to like keep it all together. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So like we talked about, you guys have a ton of stuff going on. So how do you deal with social pressure? Because that's a lot to handle.
Okay, so I was thinking about this a lot because I was like, okay, well, how do I like answer this? Since I'm in so many things, it's fun to have different groups. So it's like if one thing is falling apart, I don't have to base everything off of that one thing. So it's like I don't have to base all my worth off of my friend group if like they're giving me validation. Like I don't need all of that. Or like if like I don't need everything to be about choir or whatever. And it's just like I can get my worth from all these different things, like church, my school friends, my choir friends, my sports friends, like all these different things. And it's fun to have different groups of people that I'm not just getting pressure from one thing.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of balancing my worth with all these things.
Yeah. I think I just love love everyone. It's such everyone always says it, like, oh, just like love people, but it truly works in service as well. I think when we're able to see the good in the people around us, like nobody's perfect, but when you're able to see the good in them despite that, it allows you to do that for yourself as well. So being able to focus and appreciate other people's success allows you to really appreciate your own. And it takes that pressure from something that's scary to something that is an honor. Like, oh, I'm so proud to have this pressure of all the people who love me, like wanting me to succeed. Like, pressure can be scary, but it makes diamonds, so
I like that a
you're
lot.
becoming a diamond.
Okay, our next one is, what is one thing you are trying to improve about yourself?
That's such a good one. I feel like there's so many things. There's so many things all at the same time. Nomi, I'll let you take it while I keep thinking.
Okay, so I say this all the time, but I think that I really need to get better about not snapping back as quickly and coming back with like clever, harsh comments. So, like if somebody like does something stupid, I'm just like, oh yeah, that was smart. Or I'm really bad about that. So I need to get better about like just thinking before I say mean things.
Well, she's really good at it. So, like, in a way, like,
I'm good at it in a bad
I mean,
way.
in the sense, like, when someone says something, Naomi can just, like, bam. Like, she has the best comeback I've ever heard in my life. I could never. But she's just like, well,
It's just
that
'cause
was
you're
smart.
so
And I'm like,
nice.
like,
It's hard when it's a superpower and you're like,
yes, it
You're like
is.
so nice that you
It
can't
is.
come up with something on the spot, but I'm like so negative
It's
that I'm
so-
like,
I think it's hilarious. I think it's so funny.
I think I learned it from my older brother. Yeah, my older brother is quick to do that too. So
I think I would say loving people most. Because in this phase of life, I'm sure you'll see it once you get a senior. I feel like you're kind of realizing now is you're moving on to the next one, and it's, oh, I need to like get enough sleep, but I only have so much time left with these people, and like these people are what I'll take with me. So I've slowly found myself like staying up later with my family or spending more time with friends even when I'm exhausted and I feel like I can't because I'm so busy. Like, I'll always make the time to do it because I know like people are the most important, and when you're serving God's people, like he will make it work. The sleep I get at night will be enough. I'll have enough energy. Like, yeah. So I think putting people first, I'm working on that. So many things going on, but people overall are most important. Good.
I really like that. I have a follow-up question for you because I feel like you explained kind of your thought process. For you, Naomi, have you come up with like a pattern interrupt or anything like that to kind of
Yes.
stop you in your
So-
tracks?
Love that.
yeah, I think that definitely when I'm like, so if I'm like closer to Christ, if I like am doing all the things that I'm trying to like become more Christ-like, then I'm like slower to like come up with something really like on the spot that's mean. Like I'm like,
I
okay,
like that.
Christ would pause. Like he would be like, hey, you know. I sent Maddie an Instagram reel of like the chosen, like the Jesus from the Chosen,
Chosen,
and
yeah.
he's like, and it's like the comment, like the caption is like, when I refrained from coming back really quickly with a harsh comment or something. So I'm like,
That's me.
That's me. So, and also like taking a breath or like something, or like trying to like stay neutral instead of like my psychotic death eyes that my mom says I do.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
I'm just like,
That's
so I'm just gonna
amazing.
smile.
yes.
You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I really like that though. I feel like I have a similar problem, but it's hard because I'm good at it. And so it
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hard to
Yes,
stop
you
something
do.
that
It's
you're
like
just
such
really,
a good
really
superpower,
talented
but
at.
but it's so
Yeah.
hard.
Not a lot of people have it, so
across
it's pretty
the board.
rare.
I think there's a time and a place where it's really, really funny.
Yes.
Especially with like
Yeah.
people that like that get it and aren't
Yes.
gonna get
Oh,
offended
yes.
by it and they
Yes.
think it's funny. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you just never know who you're going to
just
talk
never
to,
know.
you know?
Never
So
know.
it can't be a
Maddie's-
superpower forever.
Yes, I think that Maddie's sister is really good at that. Katie. I think
Oh,
that Katie
yeah.
is so good at being like, she says something funny and it's like kind of sarcastic, but it's not mean.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
My
And it's
sis-
only like
we just need to hang out
sister
with
is
Katie
the queen
more.
of sarcasm. Oh my gosh. I love her.
I love it. You know what? That's actually how I can tell when people are starting to feel comfortable at my house, though, is like as soon as someone gets like kind of snarky back, I'm like,
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, we've arrived. The minute you were like snarky to Jordan, he was like, she's got it. We're good. Okay. I like that you have a pattern interrupt, though. I'm going to have to start telling myself that Jesus would pause
Yeah.
because he probably would.
He would,
I love
100%.
Yeah.
Or he wouldn't even think to say it in
He
the first
wouldn't.
place. But
hey, baby
But we're going to
steps.
pretend he would pause like what we
Yes.
need to do.
It's like a level of wisdom and maturity that I'm just not going to get this lifetime, I think.
Oh.
So,
I'm part of this, so you can throw me under a bus. What is something that you think the older generation misunderstands about your generation? And I'm assuming, going into this with good faith, that people listening are here to learn. So you don't need to like be extremely diplomatic or anything. Like, what do we misunderstand? We want to know.
hey, I feel like I have a long answer to this and kind of a short answer.
Give both. We would love it.
So my first thing is phones. I think that people misunderstand that our bad moods and our like our tiredness doesn't come from our phones. Like we are doing a lot of things and we're trying hard on a lot of things. And so yeah, like maybe we're just snarky or we're like snapping back because we're tired or we're stressed or like, and it doesn't have to do with the phones. Like we still have those teenage problems that came before phones. Like so
Yeah.
like I think that sometimes people think that the problems come from phones, but they really are just
Yeah.
life. Like
Like, you were emotional too when you were younger.
Yeah,
you just didn't have a lot
exactly.
of things to blame it on. So
Yeah.
now, yeah, like
Yeah.
we have emotions too.
And I also think the adults that I don't get along with the most are the people that don't view me as like a person. They view me as like a teenager. And so they don't like, I don't know.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like
Mhm.
hard to like be friends with somebody that doesn't like think of me as like an adult person
Yeah.
talking, or like, and like, yeah, I'm not an adult, but like I still have a good
You're a
opinion.
human.
Yeah.
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 You have things to say.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I like that a lot. I think that's
Yeah.
really good feedback for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
like that.
And I love that we're talking about this because you were just a teen and you feel like you are a teen too.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
we can
Thanks.
always
Hang out
come
with
over to
teens.
Brayden's house and
Yes.
just talk to her about anything.
I
and
love it.
she understands where
Makes
we're
me
coming
so happy.
from. So I feel like this is such a like good space to talk about it. I think I do love what you said because now that you say it, like I feel like I've also seen that a lot, but I'd probably say that like we can feel everything. So when we walk in a room, for example, and you're in a bad mood or like something's off, we feel it and we can tell. And if we ask you, like we want to know. So you walk in the room and so let's say one of my sisters was having a hard day. So she's sitting there, not saying anything. You can feel kind of her energy, which I think you guys can feel. It's the
Yes.
same.
Yeah.
I feel
Totally.
like everybody can do this. But we want to approach, and if you give us an answer and are like sincere and show that you care back, that's when we like form our connections. But if it's something you push to the side and then you take it out on us instead, so instead of just like taking it out on people, just approach the subject. It can be hard. Confrontation is so hard, but the first time is the easiest. So I think
Love that.
we all notice the emotions, the elephant in the room, and approaching it and working through it with us is okay. Yes, we are a kid, but we're also human. We understand what you're feeling as well, and we're willing to approach that with you. You don't have to be strong all by yourself. Like, we'll do it with you,
Yeah.
and it's okay. So,
I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
And I like that because you wouldn't expect us to like go through it alone.
Right,
Like you would
yeah.
expect us to talk to you. So like,
Yeah.
just reciprocate.
yeah.
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 That's a really good answer.
Love that answer.
I think, yeah, I feel like adults, especially like the generation before me, because I'm still a teenager, but really they try and appear strong and like they've got it all together.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the misconception came in as teenagers, that we thought that adults had it all figured out and that we were going to get it all figured out.
Yes.
And then I
Yes.
became an adult and I was like, oh, nope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like
my
Olaf
gosh.
singing "This will all make sense when I am older." No, it will not.
Yeah.
It does not. But I think too, like, and they don't have to share all their personal. But like,
No.
I'm just having a rough day, and that's okay to
Yeah.
say to a teenager,
Yes.
rather than just like, "I'm fine, leave me alone."
Right.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I love that. I even think about, so with my son, like anytime I do try to like put the emotions to the side where I'm like, no, I'm okay. Like I'm fine. He does, like, he asks again, or like
Yeah.
later he'll ask again. But anytime I'm just like up front and I'm like, I'm having a crappy day. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's so much better.
Yeah.
And he's like, totally understand. I get that.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're
you
totally
can
right.
acknowledge it
Yeah.
and
Like,
step over it. You
Yeah.
can approach your day with a new start.
yeah, I like that a
Yeah.
lot. You
That's
guys,
true.
These are so good.
These are really good. 'Cause I'm even thinking about my 4-year-old little sister too. Like those kids pick up on stuff
They're
so fast.
so
Yes.
smart.
Like
Yeah.
so
Yes.
fast. Because
Yeah.
like
Yes.
I'll literally just be sitting on the couch. She'll be like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "How do you know something's wrong?"
yeah.
And I'm just like, "I'm having a rough day." And she'll be like, "Okay." And then you can just tell that, like, you know, crazy toddlers are crazy. But like then she's not. She's like,
Yeah.
"I'll sit with you," or like, "I'll brush your hair." And I'm like, "What happened?" Like,
You're like, this is the best.
but like they really do pick up on stuff like that from
Yeah.
an early age. So just like,
So compassionate and like, oh,
Yeah.
you both are just like spot on. I just love that.
I love it.
I love that. So like, just treat you like human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I love this question so much. So it is, what have you learned in life that you feel has been most useful?
You will never regret being kind, but you will always regret speaking in anger. You will never regret loving someone anyway. It's kind of ties back to
That's, like,
one
what
of the
I'm
things that
working
you were
on.
working on.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same for like all of us. When we reach that point in our life, we realize it truly being kind and loving them anyway. Everyone is always going through something, and the way we cope, everyone copes is so different. So maybe their reaction was because that's the way they cope, or what they did is the same thing. But always approaching it with kindness and empathy is how we become like Christ. And I think it's always the way to go. I always feel best when I approach with kindness, even if there was a snarky remark that would have felt so good at the time. It's something where you can come back to them and create a bond with them, asking them afterwards or in the future, hey, what are you going through? And then you can form a connection. So always approach with kindness.
I love that, because you'll never regret like loving somebody. I love that.
Never regret loving someone.
I think that my like social skills that I've learned mostly from sports, like the sports things that I've learned, I think have helped me the most and will help me the most, because first of all, I think I don't get anxiety over like public speaking anymore, because the only time I get anxiety is literally from like going to a race or something that I'm like I know it's gonna hurt. Like that's the thing that I get anxiety over. So now it's like if I'm doing something where I'm not actually gonna get hurt, I don't get like anxiety over stuff as much anymore. So that's helped me a lot, like my sports. And then also like social skills, being able to like form connections with people just after like a couple of days of practice or something. So yeah making new friends.
Go outside of your comfort zone. Just talk to people.
Do it. I think you both are definitely gatherers. Like you just kind of get people together wherever you are, and I think that's really cool.
I'm curious, what's your answer?
What have I learned?
Share your wisdom with the audience.
My 31 and a half year old wisdom.
What is this?
Okay, settle in, teenagers. I'm just kidding.
I'm ready. I'm holding on.
Useful thing, Britain, that you have learned.
I think something I'm still practicing, but that I think is very useful is to learn how to be quick to apologize for things. So it's like instead of waiting for a week, like Rachel and I have an argument, instead of just sitting on that, like go up and be like, hey, I didn't love how this went. I'm really sorry. And then work through it. I think like the faster you can do that, the better. But I used to be very... I liked a good grudge. I liked just holding a really good grudge. It made me feel really, really good inside. Not anymore. And so, so I think just learning to get through it quickly and the right way.
That's such a good answer.
What about you?
We've talked about this so many times on the podcast because I keep just coming back to it, but truly learning that I can do things scared has been the biggest life-changing thing ever. We've talked so much about it because I was like, as a teenager, as a kid, I was like, if I'm scared of it, I'm just not going to do it. Like, if there's anxiety around it, why would I do it? And then recently, in the last, 2 years, I've just learned that, you can still do things and be scared of it and come through it, and you're going to grow as a human. And, it has led me to so many cool opportunities.
And dreams.
So many things that I would have never done and gotten to experience if I didn't just do it scared. And then it's so much more empowering when you do it scared.
And you're so brave for that, because that is what bravery is. Being brave is being scared and doing it anyway.
Yeah, being brave isn't the absence of fear.
That.
It's being in it and
doing it anyway.
Yeah, and doing it anyway. So.
And you've done it. You've done it.
She's a pro.
Over and over and over again. You've done it. I just love it. I just love it. Okay. If you had guaranteed success, what would you do? It couldn't go wrong. You can't fail. It'll happen.
I would probably get every single degree I could ever. And the biggest one is probably med school, Doctors Without Borders. I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but it is kind of a hard, I feel like every medical thing is hard to get into, but there's so many things that come along with it. You're with these sick people and you can get sick too. But if I knew there was a chance of success, even if I did potentially get a sickness and pass away, if I could just live for 50 years so I can help people for that long, it'd be great. So probably get as much education as I could.
I love that.
Wow, Maddie, yours is so selfless, and mine's I want to go on Broadway.
Yes, no, that's great.
Do it.
I want to go on Broadway too.
If I could be Angelica Schuyler on Hamilton, I would do that.
Love
if I could be Elphaba, Glinda. If I could be Wicked, I would love that so much.
So what about you guys?
Oh yeah,
hear it.
You know what? I'm going back. I'm throwing it back to my my youth days, I would be like a Barbie princess rock star.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's iconic.
I'd be,
Yeah.
I
know
would.
what? Yeah.
That was like I was like, I'm going to be a rock star. And then Taylor Swift came out and I was like, I'm going to be the next her. And then I was like, my dream is that she's going to be opening for me one day. Like that was
That's amazing.
Yeah.
that was it.
That's awesome.
That's what I would do.
awesome.
Honestly, if I was guaranteed success and I couldn't fail and I was actually good at it, I would be a singer.
Love that. Do you want to start a band?
I'd be
I
a
love
touring
it.
artist.
I love that.
Let's
because
go.
I love music so much, but I can't sing.
I
So
love it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
LightHearted on the road.
LightHearted
We're doing
on
a
the
tour.
Oh,
We're
I
going to
love
bus
it.
with our faces on it.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's either that or legit. I would be a doctor, like an ER doctor.
I can
Yeah.
totally
It was like
see
Oh
that.
my
guaranteed
gosh.
success.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get a little more heavy-hearted here.
Love it.
What age has been the hardest for you?
Oh, I'd probably say 13, 14 for me.
Yeah. 12, 13 for me.
Yeah.
And like 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so sad because I like talked to my friends this year. Like we had like an end of the school year pool party, and I was talking to all of them, and we started talking about like 7th grade, and they were like, yeah, that was so rough. Like I felt so alone. And these were all the friends that I had then. And I was like, guys, if we had just been open with each other and like actually loved each other instead of like just being there, like and just like talking to each other only at school, like we all would have been so much happier.
Yeah.
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 I love
What
that.
year was that? Like, were you guys?
It was
I
like-
was a freshman in high school.
I was in 7th grade. It was
I
like
just started
2022.
freshman
Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
It was like post
year. I
COVID.
know.
Dang.
And I feel like it's
Yeah.
the same for everybody. It's just around that age. I feel like
I was
it's
gonna say
always the
my
same
answer is
for
literally
everyone.
like 13 to 15.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
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 Do you guys, and we will just cut this out if you don't, do you want to dive in deeper into like any of the things that you were facing? If not, that's okay. But just to be like,
yeah.
okay, if you would like the floor, take it. If not, that's okay.
I think that I like kind of had like depression, but I didn't know what it was, so I like couldn't have called it depression, or I couldn't have been like I need like to go to a doctor or something. But I just constantly like had this like pit in my stomach, and I dreaded going to school every day. And it wasn't like I like when I was at school I was fine, but I would like get home and then I'd be like I don't want to go tomorrow. Like it was just so bad. And I had like track season, and I couldn't run because my foot was hurt. And I think like it was just so rough, and my foot wasn't even that hurt. I think that I kind of like faked it being hurt because I didn't want to run, and I didn't like I was slow, and so I felt bad about myself, and I was like, what if I just like I like fake being hurt, and so then I don't have to like show everybody that I'm actually just really slow. So it was like really sad. But like if I could go back and tell myself, I would be like, don't do this, like just be yourself and just be like there for other people. Stop focusing on yourself, and just like because other people want you to reach out. And yeah.
I like that you've thought about it since then. I think lots of times people, whenever they have hard periods like that, they kind of skip past it and they don't want to approach it. But I love that you've taken it and made it worth something. You've like not given it power over you anymore. You've learned from it. I love that.
And it's good to like, if I can like look back on that year, I remember like telling myself, just being like, I just have to like make it to the summer, or like I just have to like make it.
Yeah.
And so like if I'm ever like having like a bad day, I'll just be like, I just have to make it to tomorrow. Like I'm fine. Like
Just one more
it'll
day.
be okay. Yeah.
Oh, I just really love that. I love that. And I think it's cool, kind of happy, sad that like all of your friends were going through it too. Because like I think now moving forward as a human, like you're going to be really good about being like, I feel like crap. I wonder if any of my other friends are feeling like crap right now.
What's insane is that all of my other friends too, like even like my older friends that are like Maddie's age, they were going through hard things at the same time. They were just at a different age.
Yes,
Like
it
when
was
she
a
was a
weird
freshman,
time.
that was the same time that I was going through hard things.
Yeah.
And if we had just like reached out, like we literally would have been so much happier. And if we had been friends then, like if I had been friends with you, I would not have like had depression.
That is,
Like,
I hadn't even thought about that. It was like the
Yeah.
same period of time
Yeah.
for both of us.
Was it
That's
around
so
the
wild.
pandemic?
yeah, it was like right after the
Yeah.
I think
pandemic.
I think
after,
everyone
yeah,
was
right
going
after.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I was
yeah.
gonna say like age-wise, 13 to 15 was rough, but overall, like year-wise, 2020 took me out, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. We're going to talk about your parents for a moment. And I'm lucky enough to know all of your parents, and I just think they're wonderful human beings. So I would love to know what character traits you have that you think are good, and how your parents help to shape those parts of you. Like, what did they do to help you be good humans?
I think first and foremost, my testimony of Jesus Christ is definitely like my parents have set the example, and they're like, this is like our standard, this is what we believe, and then they've just helped me like know it for myself. So that's like, so I know that like I'm a daughter of God, and they've really like enforced that, and they've helped me to know. So
That's like the most important thing to know.
yeah, you
Yeah,
can just end
I
it
love
now.
it. That's awesome.
I think obviously the same as Naomi. I love God so much, but sometimes we can feel alone because we don't know. Sometimes we can doubt that he's there. He always is, but it's hard when there isn't something physical. But my parents have always made me know that they're always there. Oh, geez,
so
now I'm
good.
crying on the podcast. Dang.
Which parent do you guys think you're most like?
Oh, that's so hard.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in some situations I'm like my mom, and then other situations I'm like my dad.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I wish that I could like know my parents when they were like a teenager. Like I wish.
Wouldn't that be so
yeah,
fun?
like I think my dad would be so much like my older brother.
Uh-huh.
Like
my sisters, one of them is so similar to our dad, and one of them is so similar to my mom. And we've talked about it. I've talked about it with my parents. It's so odd. Like, where did I even come from? I'm so sure I have like parts of them, but I'm so different as well. It's like, I'm not really most similar to one or the other. It's like a little bit of both, and then all the rest came from somewhere else. I don't know.
You said you were the
Who
youngest,
knows?
right?
Yeah, I'm the youngest.
Yeah, I think that's the youngest
Yeah, that's
thing,
normally how it
really.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Pretty
think
sure.
like, so when I think about you, because like I definitely see that with like Hannah and Katie.
Oh, yeah,
like,
for sure, 100%.
I think you are your mom and Hannah and Katie and your dad.
That's
It's like
what it
all
is.
four of them
That's why.
filter down to you.
Wow. You're right. Yeah, I guess I
Like,
was
because I
raised by,
definitely like
all
see some
four of them,
Katie, and I definitely
so-
see some Hannah, and I
Wow.
definitely see your
I
mom.
had
Like,
never thought of that.
I think
yeah,
that's what
I totally see it. Now that you're saying, I totally see
so
it.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
you
love
guys are
it.
so wonderful.
I love my
So maybe you
parents.
guys want to have
They're
dinner
so
with your
good.
teenage parents.
Oh
Is
my
that-
gosh,
oh
yes,
goodness,
I was thinking,
yes.
I just thought about
that
that.
would be so awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love that. That would actually be really cool.
Oh, for
That
sure.
would be super
yes. One thing, I've talked to Naomi about this a lot, but one thing that I absolutely love that my parents have done that I'm for sure going to do with my children is, and I think it's really important as a girl as well, is to do with modesty. My parents have always made it about comfort and what I'm comfortable in, what activity I'm about to do. So, like approaching soccer when I was younger, I used to play soccer for this one club team. We're about to head out the door. My mom says, "Okay, are those shoes good for you to run in? Are those cleats too big or too small? Are those shorts like good? Are good length? We need to get different ones. What are you feeling about the shirt you're wearing?" Yeah. So I've always grown up with it being something about comfort and what works best for me, and then going into the world where it's all about how you look, what everyone thinks that you're trying to portray with what you're wearing, all the things like that, where I feel like so many people find so much shame in themselves. It's been so nice to just, like, I wear what I'm comfortable with, and it's never been, oh, if I wear this, like, everyone's going to hate me because this is what they're going to think. It's always, this is what I'm comfortable in. And so I just have loved growing up with parents who let me be my own person and not, like, telling me who I am as well.
Yeah.
I love
it.
that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That is really good. I remember being a teenager and all my friends, I wouldn't say close friends, but like just people thought that like I had all these like rules because I would wear longer shorts. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't because my parents were like, no, you can't wear anything shorter. It was because that's what I was comfortable in. Like I just didn't want to wear anything shorter at that time. And so don't just look at someone and think that like this is why they're doing that. Like maybe ask them.
Yeah. I like that. I like where the emphasis was on that. Like, I think that's really powerful, especially being parents of daughters.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
110%. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, before we close, is there anything that like we missed that you just want to make sure people hear or that they know?
That you're loved.
Yeah.
For sure. 110%.
Yeah.
Reach out. Everyone's always going through something.
Yeah.
At basically the same time. You never know. Just reach out. Be the one to take the first step. Cross oceans for people, because love is always worth it.
Yeah.
Conquers all.
Yeah. And like assume that somebody is going through something harder than what you're going through so you can help them. And it's like, yeah.
Piece of wisdom from her mom that we learned in Bible study one morning. We go to Bible study at like 6 in the morning, every morning during the school year. And one thing that her mom said that I always love is assume well, mean well. So when someone says something that kind of hurts your feelings or doesn't feel quite right, assume well, mean well. And your response, mean well, and then reach out afterward. You're like, hey, what were your goals behind this? What did you think? And most of the time it is so, like, they meant to be so genuine and kind, but it came across wrong. So assume well, mean well.
I like that.
I love it. Yeah. And what's your guys' best piece of advice? Not only for Naomi going into a new school, but me as well, because we're both going into new schools. So.
Oh my gosh.
I have no school advice because hashtag homeschool.
Just life advice.
I love it.
What's your life advice?
With people too.
Yes.
That's really it. Yeah, life.
Well, obviously do things scared. And then always make sure that you have a community around you that is enforcing the things that you want to be enforced.
Yeah.
And building you up in the ways that you need, because I think so often we'll surround ourselves with people and then maybe it's not the direction we want to go and we become more like someone that we're not meaning to. And so being very like cautious about who you're surrounding yourself with, I think is super important, especially like in school environments too. Like just being very cautious about that.
Man, that's a good one. I was going to say, like, you become the 5 people that you spend your most time with.
Sure.
And so just, be really careful about who you, like, bring really close into the circle. I think being kind to everyone is never a bad thing.
For sure.
I think that is the safest way to live.
Yes.
But yeah, like, whoever you're, like, allowing to influence you, like, make sure that that's a really good circle. Yeah. So many things. Have I ever said anything good to you?
You say good things all the time. I think
This is
to
so
go
good.
with it though too is like with building a community that will build you up. I think too is building your life on a foundation that is strong, and like whatever you fill your life with is what you are going to then give out to other people. So making sure that what you are filling your life with is the right things, godly things, not some of the garbage that's out in the world, because
There's much.
Because what we fill, like whatever goes in has to come out. And so
I love that.
being very intentional about what you're seeing, hearing, doing, because that's what you're going to give to other people.
Yeah.
I think that ties together so well with what you said, because you are also one of the 5 people in their lives too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, like, you are having an influence on them as well.
Yeah.
And that is so important.
I like that a lot. I also think being a humble human being and like not being afraid to ask for feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And so if you're like, hey, am I a crappy friend? Like, what can I work on? How can I be a better friend to you? How can I serve our friend group better? Or like, how could I do better, be better? Yeah, I think to just not be afraid to like have people tell you what you're bad at.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I love like being friends with Maddie, because sometimes like during Sunday school, like 2 weeks ago, I was like, was that like really harsh? And she was like, yeah, I would support that.
The honesty. That's a good friend.
Yeah. And then I like made it better because I was like, okay,
It was so good.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like people who can call you out when you need to apologize maybe, or you need to make it right. I think, just like find your 5 closest people and make sure they're good.
I think being able to take it and being okay with like, it needs to be someone close to you that you're not going to get mad at.
Yes.
Or if you do get mad, you can make up.
You can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for me as a teenager, like when people would call out I would just get so defensive. I'm like, no, I am not like that. That is like, and yes, I was. So just being okay with being like, oh, maybe I need to take a step back and like evaluate how I'm being as a friend, or the
like
things
how I'm coming
saying.
across.
Yeah, for sure.
That is so good. I love that you say that, because I feel like we all struggle with that. What are your, just like Britton was asking about Naomi in the beginning, what are your like pauses for when you realize I'm about to be, this is triggering me, I'm like really want to protect myself? What are your pause, reflect, respond?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, like how do you stop yourself?
Yeah.
I think honestly, I don't completely. I think there is a moment where I'm going to get defensive and angry because that's just how I am as a person, but not letting that be seen or portraying that to someone else. So like letting that be in private, like, oh, I'm getting upset about this. Why am I upset about this? Is it because it's not true, or is it because it's true and I need to evaluate this? I think that's the biggest thing is like, you can get angry about something that's true because it hurts because it's true, but you can also get angry about things that aren't because it's like, why would you ever say that about me?
Yeah.
And then just having an honest conversation with them after, like, I am so sorry, or hey, I really don't think, like, maybe you were looking at this completely different than what I was. And so just having a conversation about that. But yeah, I think doing that in private, because I think, especially for me as someone who is a defensive person about my character and who I am, just do it in private and just take a minute.
Yeah. But like, because you know that about yourself, it's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like that you still let yourself feel it. Like,
Yeah.
It's okay to, it's your way of protecting yourself.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I think my closest friends know that. So if I get
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
a little
for
snappy
sure.
with them for a minute, they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, hey,
Yeah.
like,
Whoa.
simmer down.
I think I just get snarky back at you.
You do.
And it's great.
And I love it.
But we're working on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Such
Naomi and I are
nice.
jointly working on that. You guys, thank you for being here.
Of course.
You both are amazing. Thank you for coming to share your goodness with us. You guys are just incredible. Thank you so much for listening to our Teen Summer series. Be sure to download LightHearted wherever you get your podcasts, and please leave us a review. It really helps us to reach more people who need a little bit more light in their lives. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at LightHeartedPod.
Stay lighthearted. This podcast was recorded on Buzzsprout in West Virginia.